Austin's the only one that didn't kill himself.
Oh.
So, at least that's what I think. I think the others killed themselves. I know Eric killed himself, but let's be. I gotta be honest. I mean, let's be honest. Eric should have never been in the study to begin with. But as soon as I started like making noise about it, that's when they fired me. They took all my shit, and they put me up in front of the board, and they got my license taken away, and my life has been shit since. So I don't think Eric was a bad kid. I don't. But I mean, it was clear in the interviews that he was abused, and you know, he had this weird thing with his dad. I think his dad used to beat the shit out of him. He would come just beat up and bruised, and he had cuts on him and stuff. And the way he talked about his dad, I mean, it was classic. You know, he was an abused kid, and you know, he should be part of a drug study, especially a psychological drug study. And I told them that.
You said he was weird. Could you elaborate?
He'd come in with black eyes. He'd come in with bandages on his arms and stuff. And, you know, you can only bump into the door so many times. You know what I'm saying? His lap. You guys are, you know, huddled around him, but giving him space, right? You're not like on top of him. Boy, Arthur, you sit down. Arthur sits down for a second. And for you, Arthur, it's a, God, I'm tired. And you kind of do this. You guys are listening to you're hanging on every word, right? Like, this guy is just like, for 2 days now, like, you have no idea what the hell is going on. And suddenly this guy is starting to put some pieces together, right? Now we know who Eric is and stuff like that. And it happens pretty quick. Arthur grabs the butter knife and just right into the doctor's shoulder. And Arthur goes, "You're a lying son of a bitch." And the guy's like, "Holy Jesus!" What do you do?
So I'm assuming that you blacked out.
He's looking at his notebook. He says, "Physically speaking, no."
So you meant to stab Mr. Dr. Michael
Jones?
He looks at Dr. Michael Jones, and he goes, "Is he okay?" And he
No.
motion.
No, sit.
No.
Stay right there.
Sit.
Yeah, he's not a doctor. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Not anymore. He says, "What happened? What is who's lying? Who?"
Well, you stabbed him with a butter knife, actually. Okay, we've all blacked out at this point.
I took my pill this morning.
Why?
Randall's over there trying to like stop this bleeding, and all of a sudden,
he motions. He goes, "Nurse Sarah, it's part of the trial. I've been having great results."
Nurse Sarah said stop taking it after she hung up on you 3 times.
Yeah,
multiple people have told us to stop taking it.
He looks down at his notebook. He goes,
You were there last night when Lucy with the box.
Yeah.
I've been having results.
What results? You just stabbed the man.
I think we're headed to Nurse Sarah's.
Yeah.
Sarah's.
So she lives out in the suburbs.
Oh God.
You guys drive out to the suburbs. Small house. Yeah. So as the three of you are walking up towards the front door, there's a little porch. Randall, you go around the side, and there's like a side door. So it's like to a mud room, you know, like you would have on the side where people park and they go in. That door is wide open, and the door jamb has been torn off.
So I think we're gonna itch forward, little by little, making our way into that next room.
So you put the hand on the kitchen door, push it open. It's not a large kitchen. It's got linoleum counters, the classic. Everybody had that yellow fridge there. And you look down and you see Nurse Sarah in her own blood. She's barefoot. Looks like she might have a house coat on, some sort of nightgown, house coat. And you saw a lot of shit in Vietnam, man. You saw people shot. You saw people blown up by mines. You saw people burned to death. What you've never seen is somebody's entire torso ripped open and strewn about the room. There's intestines pulled out and cut. Her chest is wide open. You can see the ribs. Instead of being closed, they're pointing out. You can see a lung has been torn out. Don't see the heart. Blood is everywhere. It's dried. I don't know how to describe this. Her forehead's gone. Like something has torn her forehead off. And the brain looks like half chewed. So, not knowing anything, it's like an animal. Some sort of like wolf or bear or something came in here and just tore her chest open. It looks like some of it may have been consumed, maybe, I don't know. And then just took the front of her forehead off. And there's no sign of that. And the blood is dried, and you can smell her.
It's clear she's 100% dead. No breathing, no nothing.
She's
There's no doubt. I'm not going to go and try to resuscitate her.
Yeah, with half a
dead
brain
body.
and no heart, she's dead.
Nothing is self-inflicted. It's all.
Go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, you close the kitchen door.
Gun in
Son
hand,
of a
locked
bitch.
it.
You can't lock it from the outside. You don't have keys.
I'll be on the inside. I'm locking them
okay, so
out
you're gonna close,
and me in
lock yourself into the kitchen.
with my
Is that
gun
what you're
drawn.
saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do that. Lucy, you come up. You see the door
Idiot.
close. You hear the click. You see Randall on the other side. It's a window.
Randall.
And I nod and yell, "Get to safety!" And I'm going to start walking away from that door and sweeping the room with my gun in hand, ready to fire at the first thing that pops out.
You go over and right across from the guest bedroom. There's one more door. You don't have to be a real estate agent. It's probably the bathroom, right? Like the half bath, probably in there. And test that door. It's unlocked. So you push it open, and see toilet. It is a half bath. It's got a sink. Looks like a medicine cabinet. A mirror on it, and you're just kind of sweeping there, and the door's open, and you look back in the mirror again. What the hell? Everything's in slow motion. You see it. You start moving backwards, and you're moving backwards fast, but it doesn't feel fast. It feels slow. And you put the gun up. Off to the right, you couldn't see it from where you were standing, but you saw the effing thing through the mirror. And it comes through. Best guess, it's about the size of maybe a Mastiff. So it's big. Unlike a Mastiff, it's not touching the ground. So it's eye level. It's got this bulbous huge, like thorax-shaped front head with this just grotesque, spiked, like nose trunk thing out the front. You see the spikes it has out of the back, and they're not like an organized spike like a dinosaur. They're just random spikes that are out there. You see like these Tyrannosaurus Rex hands that are there as well out the front of it. Its bottom is curled, like imagine like a hornet striking, right? So its bottom is curled under. You can see its little Tyrannosaurus feeble legs and a split kind of scaly tail. And you're moving back and this thing is floating towards you. The snout comes up and you see the mouth, and it's like the circular mouth, and it's got these teeth, and it opens up like this in the teeth, and out from the mouth is that effing drill bit. Just goes and extends out of that. Let's go to credits. We'll be on the other side.
Ah.
Howdy, friends and floor heads. It is the 4th episode of Fear Itself, which is a horror RPG put out by Pelgrane Press, written by Robin D. Laws and Gareth Ryder Hanrahan. It uses the Gumshoe system, and I would say we're 3 episodes in now, does a really good job of mimicking the horror movie genre. So saying that, real quick for those watching, content warning, you will likely hear adult language and pretty graphic descriptions of horror and violence. So if that's a little too much for you, this might not be the one. We've got all kinds of other streams where that does not happen. So go hop over to our YouTube channel. So welcome to my 4 players. And you know what? We just saw the recap. I think we should just get started. And I think we have to start in the half bath of Miss Sarah. Poor Nurse Sarah's half bath. Randall, you see this beast. First you saw it in the mirror, and you see it in front of you. What are you going to do?
How close is this thing to my face? Is it something I can pull a gun and have range to shoot at it?
You
or is
already
it
had
something
your
I need
gun out. So yeah, you definitely can back up very easily and take a shot at this thing if you want.
I think that's what I need to do here. Seeing that drill coming at his face, no, we're good. Take a step back and try to hit this thing in the face.
All right, so this thing is coming towards you. The drill bit's coming out of the mouth. You step back, and like I said, it felt like slow motion, but this is all happening in seconds, right? This thing quickly came around. You quickly step back, stance, and you're going to shoot. Now, with this system, you have to beat whatever its hit threshold is, which right now is unknown. And what is your shooting?
I have 4 in shooting right now.
Okay, so you'll roll a d6. You'll want to meet or beat its hit threshold. But just like every other thing, you can spend points to add pluses to this shot. So do you want to add any pluses to this shot? Do you want to spend any of your shooting?
Yeah, I'm going to spend 2 of my 4 and try to see where I stand from there.
All right, great. So we'll add +2 to the roll. So go to the roller, put it in, do +2. Very nice. That's 5 plus the 2. That is 7. So you fire. The shots start hitting its body. Let's figure out the damage. The damage for a gun is going to be D6.
Do I have to roll it? Because I rolled terrible. Damn. Oh, okay, cool.
Right. Very nice. So that's going to be 4. So the first shot hits its torso, its little leg is its little army thing, and it hits under there. And you could see just this black molasses splatter off of the shot as it goes through. You shoot again, it hits the left side. Let me mark its health real quick. Randall, fire. You see the shot, 2 shots hit. You see it cut into its body. And then it looks like a book closes. And it's not just this thing, but it seems to be the reality around it. And it seems to fold on itself and vanish. And there's this like this noxic, almost coal-like smell that fills your nostrils. You're just standing there and looking. So we need to do a stability test. Do you wish to spend any of your stability? Right now your stability is at 2.
Yeah, let me spend 1 of the 2.
Okay. So it's going to take you down to 1 stability. It's going to put you on a +1 for your stability. Roll very nice.
Where was this in Mothership? Jesus. Sorry.
So you're able, I would imagine it's the adrenaline. It's, your friends are outside. You've never seen anything approaching this. You just got done seeing this, now almost like what may have been happened to Nurse Sarah. So somehow you're able to kind of rationalize all this in your head. We cut to outside. The 3 of you are there by the car, and you hear 2 gunshots coming from inside.
Lucy hits the ground as soon as she hears a gunshot. She's like, "Oh my God, this is why I left New York. I can't do this anymore."
Yeah, Arthur is going to look around for any. I don't have notice. Look around for any sort of black sedan, just at a cursory, because I think that's what he would initially think of.
Okay. And how about Lisa?
I think at this point Lisa's gonna try to see if possibly a neighbor's home so she can use the phone to call 911.
Okay. So yeah, there is a neighbor over there. So you want to run over to the neighbors?
Yes.
Okay. So you run over to the neighbors. I'm going to go through this whole sequence. Archer, you're immediately looking, swiveling your head left and right, trying to see. And you look down the street, no black sedan. You look, kind of behind the house. You see just the house behind. You turn back to your left, and the sedan is parked at the bottom of the parking lot. Lucy, when you drop down, you hear the gunshots, you drop down just as a reflex. You drop down to the ground. You put your hands to either side. At your left hand, you feel something. And you look and you see it's like a plastic Ziploc bag with some crumbled paper inside of it.
I'm gonna pick it up and kind of put it in my pocket.
Okay.
It's not time to look at that now. Out of reflex, she dropped down, put the plastic bag in her pocket, and then remember, oh shit, Randall's inside the house with the gun.
Archer, you see the car.
Yeah, so Arthur sees it, and I don't think he initially comprehends the whole situation. But like Lucy, he recognizes that this is Randall's apartment, and
Randall's apartment.
well,
You're-
Sarah's.
Yeah, Nurse Sarah's
Yeah.
house. Randall's inside.
Sarah's.
Yeah,
Yeah. So he knows that Randall is inside, and
correct.
we're at Sarah's apartment. Sorry. Um, and
Did you take your pills?
he did.
I'm kidding. I was making a joke at Cody. Not
I was debating a preparedness roll for if he would have had pills.
All right, so you see that you're kind of rationalizing. Randall's inside, gunfire shots. I see this black sedan at the bottom. Now understand, this thing is not parked on the other side of the street.
Right.
2 seconds ago, it wasn't there. Now it is. It's at the bottom of the driveway.
Yeah, he's gonna not grab Lucy, but kind of like put his arm on Lucy's shoulder and motion towards just to get inside, just to get away from this, to get some sort of cover and some sort of safe area because Lisa is calling the cops elsewhere. So
So Lisa,
whether she wants to come in.
so you kind of get over there with Lucy. Go ahead, Lucy.
Because Randall locked the door, the most we can get in is inside the garage.
Oh.
And I still got the bat in hand. So I'll like push us more into the garage and possibly hide behind something. I don't know.
Okay, you get in.
Yeah.
So you guys kind of push, and just to be clear, there's not a garage. It's more of a like a storage shed. So you guys can kind of get behind that storage shed. You see the car. Arthur, you grab Lucy. She's got her bat. She's taking this thing, put it in her pocket, heads over. Lisa, you start heading over, crossing the driveway, heading over to the neighbor's house. There's a very short kind of brush ridge of bushes there that you'll have no trouble. But before you reach those bushes, you do see the car. Do you want to do anything, or are you still beelining it for the house next door?
I'm still gonna try to get to the neighbors.
Okay. You jump over the bushes. You head to the neighbor's house. You get up on the front porch and knocking. What are we doing?
Knocking, yeah.
All right. So you start feverishly knocking. Archer and Lucy, you are now at the like behind this shed there. You still have eye line to the car. The window starts to lower, and it would be the passenger side that's lowering. We cut inside to Randall. You've just fired 2 shots. This thing's vanished, folded away. And then you hear, and you turn around and it's right behind you. And you try to pull back, you try to react. All right. So you hear the sound. You can feel the tip of the drill on your shoulder. Let's see here. Roll the damage. All right, go ahead and take knock 5 off of your health for me.
Okay, that puts me down to 5 left.
As this thing drills into your shoulder. So you fire the shots, this thing folds and vanishes. You hear the drill, and then you feel it right into the muscle of your shoulder. And kind of turning, you can just see this thing, and its snout is now kind of coming over your shoulder, around towards you, and it's just almost completely on top of your back. What do you do?
I think not seeing it, but feeling it, I would try to grab and try to react and try to get it off of me. I'm afraid I might grab the drill bit, but we'll see how bad I
It'd be
roll,
tough
I
to
guess,
grab the
maybe.
drill bit. The snout is right there. So if you want to try to grab the snout on this thing, that would be a much easier thing. So let's do a quick skirmish roll.
Skirmish. All right. We have. Oh, what's skirmish?
Scuffling.
Scuffling. Sorry, scuffling, not skirmish.
Okay. So I have a 4 in that. I'm going to spend 2 points in that.
All right, so add a +2 to your roll. So Randall, you're able to grab on to the snout of this thing, and you pull on it, and the drill comes out from out of your shoulder. You're pulling it over you, and you just see this huge, grotesque thing. What's really odd is you don't feel any weight to it, right? You expect it to like weigh like a large dog would, but it somehow is weightless as you're pulling this thing and coming across, and the slime, the wet body just up against your face as you're pulling it across from you. Go ahead and roll damage -2, d6 -2. So it's not hurting this thing as you're doing it, but you pull it out in front of you. What's the intention once you get your arm stretched out?
I think it's to throw it away, because I throw it away from me so that I can get distance to shoot again. That would be my goal.
So let's have that be a continuation, right? So you just pull, and you like, again, you expected it to be kind of really, but you have no trouble throwing this thing, and its body, as it floats, it comes past you, it starts to float and tumble up ahead of you, and then almost like a weeble wobble just rights itself immediately and starts coming at you again. This time it's hitting you with the snout. All right, Randall, that's going to be 5 damage. That puts you at 0.
0.
Take a quick look here. All right, that puts you in the hurt status. Right now, it's not permanent. You got cuts and bruises. You're in pain. You can't spend investigation points until we get your health above 0. And all your tests have a 1 higher difficulty. So as this snout comes at you, it latches on to kind of your upper torso, and you feel the teeth of it dig in as you go. You can feel the blood falling down from the drill bit itself. We're going to cut out to Arthur and Lucy. The door comes out. You see a head stick out. It's hard to tell because there's a good distance from where you are, because you're at the top of the driveway and this thing is all the way at the bottom of the driveway. All you can see is what it seems to be kind of just a very pale skinned man. And he's got a dark black fedora on. And he reaches up, takes the fedora off, and you see he's hairless. He yells up, he goes, "Your friend is in a lot of danger. All of you are in a lot of danger. One by one. Until there's one." And he starts to open the door. Lisa, we'll cut to you knocking at the door. Woman was up. She's in a house coat. She's I would say like mid-40s. She goes, "Hello," and she's got the chain, so it doesn't open up completely, right? So the door's chained. Hello?
Hi. There's been gunshots. We need to call 911, please.
Oh my God! Is everybody okay?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll call 911. I'll call 911. She closes the door. What do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Try to find bushes.
What are you gonna do?
No, I guess I'm gonna look around and try to find Lucy and Arthur.
So you turn around and you see exactly what I described. So you turn around, you see this hairless man take his hat off. You hear him say something. You're not really sure what he said. Set it to Arthur and Lucy, and you see him opening the car door.
Gonna try to hide. Is there any way to hide?
Yeah,
anywhere to hide. I mean, wow.
Let's do a hiding roll.
Alrighty. I will spend 2.
All right, let's spend 2. So add a +2 to your roll.
Yep.
That was a good spend. That puts you at
Oof.
4. That is a successful hide, Lisa. Where do you hide?
If there's like a pillar or something on this porch behind that, or if there are like bushes or something.
So what we can do is, if you want to stay on the porch, the way her porch is set up, she's got kind of a lattice railing, but she's also got a bench up against one of it. So if you hide there behind the bench, you'll be free and clear of anybody in the car. So you run over there, you hide back there. Archer and Lucy, you see this guy opening the door, starting to step out of the car. He's in a black suit with black slacks on. He's just holding his hat like this and standing there.
Are we by are we close enough to the house where we can I can like bust open the window with the bat and climb inside?
Well, from where you are, you see a back door. So there's a back far door that you guys could run to if you wanted to.
That's what I want to try to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll follow suit with her.
Yeah, I just kind of like
I-
grab Arthur.
I do want to know if a preparedness roll could find anything, because we were in the garage.
You were behind the shed. Yeah, it's not a garage.
yeah,
It's a shed.
so
Yep.
if we're in that area, do I find any sort of like gas cans or any sort of fuel? Is that something I could roll a
let's do it.
preparedness?
Definitely do a preparedness for that.
Yeah, I'll roll 1 and I'll spend 1 as well.
Great. Very nice. So Arthur, you feel Lucy grab onto your arm as she starts to try to drag you off to the back door behind the house. You look down and you see one of those old red gas cans. It's dented and rusted, and you kick it real quick with your foot, and you realize it's not empty. It's got gas in it.
Yeah, he'll immediately grab it. He's absolutely terrified. He is out of his element. He's grabbing this gas can and following with the alpha right now.
All right. So you've got the gas can in your left hand. Your right arm is being dragged by Lucy. And Lucy, you've got the bat and you're headed directly to that back door. We cut back into the bathroom. Randall has thrown this thing. The beast has now tossed itself. It's righted itself. Randall, you're not feeling so great, but
Yeah, with all things happening, I'm going to rinse and repeat. I got to get this thing off of me. So I'm going to try to throw this thing in hopes to get it as far away from me. And I'm going to start backing up as much as I can.
So if you want to step back and shoot, you have the distance and the ability to do that based on the throw you just did. So if you'd rather shoot him, you can, or shoot it.
I would be happy to shoot this.
All right. So you take another
effing
step
thing.
back. Your back now goes up against the hallway, right up. That's right across the door from the bathroom. You did this with your right hand, keeping the gun in the left hand. You bring the gun, put it back in your right hand, and you pop off another shot. Do you want to spend any of your shooting?
Yeah, I'm going to spend 2 more.
Okay.
Down to
So what's
0.
that leave your shooting?
0 now.
Okay.
Fuck.
It's too much, Randall. You start firing bullets, and this thing, first bullet kind of goes by its head. As the second bullet is headed, it's headed directly for it. You see as it folds again, and you get this wisp of black smoke as that reality folds back in on itself. We cut back to the outside. We see Arthur and Lucy headed towards the door. And right before you get it, you see and in front of you, folded out of nowhere, is this beast. And I'm not going to describe it again. You heard me describe it to Randall, but it's the first time either of you have seen anything like this, right, whatsoever. It's now there. It's between you and the door. You guys get first action.
Get it, Lucy. Get it.
I'm
You
gonna
make me
hit him
do
with
this.
that.
You take a swing at it with the bat.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a I keep calling it skirmish, but it's scuffling. Let's do a scuffling roll.
And utter horror. I will use a point in scuffling.
Great. Let's drop your scuffling by 1. That's going to add a +1 to your scuffling.
Oh my gosh. I'm not ready. Awesome.
Very, very nice. The bat is a -2 damage, so D6 -2.
All right. -2.
All right, so that is going to do 1 damage. So you take the bat and you immediately just swing down on this thing, and it hits it. It hits it in kind of the shoulder area for it, and it completely almost like folds and it takes all of the impact of the bat, and it slams it into the wall of the house. And you're looking at the end of the bat, and you can just see this like grayish slime on the bat. You hear it splat against the house itself as it turns, and it has its snout, and it's just kind of the snout is here, and then again for the first time for you see whong, and the drill comes out of its mouth as it lifts its snout. I need a stability test from both of you. Who wants to go first?
I mean, I'm already down to 2. Why not go first?
Go for it.
Oh man, do I spend any? I'm gonna spend 1. Hope for the
Okay,
best.
that brings you down to stability 1.
Nice. I'm spending 1 as well, by the way.
All right, and that puts you at 6. So both of you, so that puts Lucy, that puts you at stability 1. Arthur at stability 4.
Yep.
Both of you pass the stability test. I do need to try to, in some way, understand why you guys are not both completely losing yourself. like seeing what you just saw. Somehow you were able to piece this together. We'll start with you, Arthur. How are you just not like collapsing on the ground and gibbering?
Yeah, he's trying to rationalize this as some sort of manic episode where he is extremely distraught that he heard gunshots, he knows Randall is inside the house, and he knows something or someone is behind him. And so he is saying, this is not reality, this is not reality, this is not reality, kind of trying to rationalize things.
How about Lucy? How does Lucy just not completely lose her beings right now?
So in the back of her head, she's hearing like her grandmother talk to her about like different spirits and demons. Her grandma was highly religious, in the Christian faith, and now she's like, "Oh my God, she was right."
All right. So this thing, Lucy, is going to, it is now going to rebound off of the house. It's going to come for you. It's coming with the drill bit.
Oh no!
It does hit you.
Of course it does.
Oh no, that's never a good
no.
look.
Don't say that.
Yeah, that's 7.
I'm not.
So Lucy, that puts you at 1 health. So I'm imagining.
Puts me at 0.
Oh, were you at 7?
My health is 7.
Oh, I thought your health was 8. That does put you at 0, Lucy. So the same situation. Your difficulties are 1 higher now on all your tests. This thing bounces off. It almost rebounds like a basketball, and it comes right on top of you. And I'm imagining really the drill is right into like your upper torso as well. So it just it's almost like a throw, like it threw itself like a dart. So it just quickly, faster than right into your shoulder. So you have this thing like on your shoulder. You feel the drill bit just into your shoulder and just digging into it. The snout is kind of wrapping itself over your shoulder. Arthur, you're standing there and you just see all of this happening. Lisa, from where you are, you look at the car, and the short, thin man that stepped out of the passenger side, a now larger, taller, heavier man, same outfit, same black fedora, has taken off his black fedora, hairless, is now walking around, and they're both just leaning up against the car at the bottom of the driveway, holding their fedoras, just kind of looking up at the house.
That's not chill. Hmm. Can I see any like weapons on them at all?
Sure. Do you want to do a notice?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to spend anything on it?
I've got 1 point in notice left. Why not?
Okay. Let's drop your notice down to 0. All of the beat cop stuff that you've done, all of the working that part of your journalistic career with the cops kind of gave you a little bit of an ability, I think, to kind of suss out hidden weapons and things like that. You saw cops noticing it several times. You look at the thin man. Left hand is empty. His hat's in his right hand. Nothing, no bulges right around the shoulder area for like a shoulder strap. You look around the belt. It's a tight fitting suit. As best as you can tell, you don't see any weapons on either of them. So they both appear to be weapons free. We cut back into the bathroom hallway, the hallway outside of the bathroom. Randall, this thing folded on you after your shots went a little astray. You fully expected, like out of just pure instinct, you immediately turned around, fully expecting to see this thing behind you, and it's not.
Do I hear Lucy and Arthur downstairs in the back?
It's a
reaction.
one-level ranch, and you definitely heard Lucy scream, and you heard the thump against the wall.
That's right. I'm immediately running towards that direction. That's my goal, is to get towards them and try to protect in any way I can.
So you run down. You know where that back door is. You saw it as you were scoping the house as you go in. You run down to that back door. You can see where the deadbolt is locked. You undo the deadbolt. You open it up, and you see this scene. You see Lucy with the drill and this monster on her shoulder. You see Arthur kind of standing aback with the gasoline on it. Arthur, what are you doing?
So you have to tell me if this is possible mechanics wise.
That's my job.
Throwing. So if he is not one to fight. So if he throws this gasoline, is if he throws the gasoline canister, is it enough to not coat but hit this creature and possibly drip below to where the canister is? And if by preparedness or something he has a lighter to chuck and sprint away, is that doable mechanically, or is that
So yeah, so we could definitely have a situation where you try to dump, just try to splash and dump this on the monster. The problem is that it's going to get all over Lucy too.
okay? Yeah, that was my worry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right now they're super close.
all right, well, I guess we will try and pull Lucy if she is kind of like grappled with this creature.
Yep.
If I see Randall open up the door, he's going to try and pull Lucy and make a run for it.
Great.
He's chucking the gas canister.
Yep. Let's do a scuffling roll. Do you have any points?
Yeah, I have 1. I'm gonna spend it too.
All right.
Scuffle the hell out of that thing.
All right. So just a D6 plus 1.
Yep. D6 plus 1.
Oh, no.
So you grab her, Arthur, and you're trying to pull, and at the same time, instinctively your hand goes to this monster, trying to just kind of dislodge this drill, which you can see it spinning into her flesh as you look down, and you're trying to pull it away, and you just don't have the strength to do it whatsoever. Lucy, what are you doing?
I want to recant. I do have 8 health. I was looking at my very first sheet we created. Sorry about that.
I would have done health. I would have done the same either way.
That's fine.
So
in case I die
Lucy,
from Arthur.
Arthur's trying to pull this thing off of you. You've got this drill here. You've got this creature just on you, almost like you're burping a baby. Like it's on your shoulder, and you just feel it driving into into your into the muscle of your upper
Okay.
torso.
Okay. Fuck. She's gonna like kind of drop the bat and try to pull it off. Or in fact, let me know if I can do this. Can I hold middle of the bat and kind of like push it off?
Sure, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do another scuffling roll. Do you want to spend any points?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna spend my last point.
All right.
This is important. Okay. Um, 3.
So you take the butt of this bat and you just start hitting this thing with it on your shoulders. Get the fuck off me. And you're just pulling it with your knee. You've got Arthur's got one hand on it. You got one hand on it. And the drill is just getting deeper as it's digging into you. You can see almost out of the corner of your eye, you see this back door fly open and Randall comes out into the yard.
Yeah, I am screaming.
I'm trying.
Randall?
To confirm, is this thing away from Lucy enough to where
No, this thing has its drill inside of
it's
Lucy.
still in it? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to assist, and when I go outside, do I see where this gas canister is? That was. Is
It's
it on
in
the
Archer's
ground, or is-
hands still.
It's still in Archer's hands.
Yep.
So I don't want to like interject, but like because my thought was like I'm whipping this gas canister at this thing
Okay.
and just trying to pull her. That was
Gotcha.
if
So
I
you,
can-
you actually see Archer beating this thing and hitting this thing with the closed gas can.
Okay, so I'm jumping in. I'm going to try to grab this thing and throw it away from the group of people because, I mean, let's face it. There's a gas can there for a reason. I'm smart enough to know what should happen. And so I'm going to throw this. I'm going to try to get this thing off of Lucy.
All right, let's do a scuffling.
I'm going to spend my last 2.
Okay.
And probably
So you'll be at a
roll
+2?
3 total.
Nice.
Yes.
So
Sorry.
Randall
That's
Randall
what
grabs this
invested.
thing. You see that, and it's not just Randall that did it, right? Randall was the last straw. We had the Arthur and Lucy both prying this thing off. Arthur, Randall, you pull this thing off towards you. The drill bit comes out of your shoulder, Lucy, and that's when the bleeding starts, right? That's when you just see it just soaked red and the blood starts coming down. And without even thinking about it, you immediately just are putting your hand up there to try to hold it. Arthur, as you were trying to pry this beast off and pull it, Lucy, as soon as Randall breaks contact and pulls this thing off, then she almost falls into you by just the sheer force of you trying to pull her in. Lisa.
I'm gonna attempt to take a picture of the weird van, guys. Sedan, not van.
Oh, it's done. You had no trouble taking their picture.
Cool. I'm also gonna yell at him.
What are you gonna yell?
Who are you and what are you doing here?
One more question.
No,
So-
I'm not Nelly.
Nelly
stop it.
reference.
Please, no.
sorry.
You yell that, and the larger of the two gentlemen kind of looks up and looks down at the little man next to him, puts his hat back on, and he's now starting to walk down the street to the driveway towards you. Completely nonchalant, completely like, oh, there she is. And not running, just slowly walking to the yard next to him. Randall, you've got this thing, and it's, like I said, it's not heavy once again, but you've got it around the torso. Its little arms are like this, and the snout is trying to turn its way to trying to latch onto you. You're going to get another action before it can act.
My goal, pulling this thing off and throwing it away, is towards the ground, because knowing that gas can is there, is it possible? I technically have 2 hands. I'm hoping I can simultaneously grab the gas can from Arthur and throw it down in that direction, and get a shot off. It might be too much to ask. to be
Well,
honest.
no. So here's the only thing I'll tell you. What it'll do is increase the difficulty if you wanted to do both, and you're already at an increased difficulty.
with no points to spend.
Right, because you're at 0 health right now, right?
Ooh, can I get assist?
So I
Group
was gonna
assist.
say, is this a
Yeah.
combat or can I assist him with?
You can assist him with your skirmish, sure.
I would definitely. Yeah, I think Arthur would be more than happy to toss this gas canister off.
But do you have points to spend in skirmish? Those are the question.
I have a 0 in skirmish, but I do have skirmish as a skill.
Right, but you wouldn't have so you'd have to spend 2 points to give him a point. That's how the assist works.
Gotcha.
Unless there's something else that you can think of. Is there another general skill you think that you could assist and have points in?
Let's see. Preparedness wouldn't work here, would it?
No. So back to you, Randall. What you can do is not try to do both, right? What you can do is try to slam this thing down to the ground. And that'll just be a regular skirmish with a +1 difficulty.
Randall, I got this.
My concern is, do we have an ignition source for this gas canister? I'm holding the weapon. I'm kind of the guy to light this thing on fire.
I have a Zippo in my pocket. If the
you
dice
have
allows.
preparedness. Yeah, that's right. I got you. Yeah, you have the bag of magical holding or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to grab the canister from Arthur, and we're in the direction I threw this monster. I'm going to throw this thing at the same place.
You haven't thrown the monster yet, so we haven't done anything yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This thing is still on you, and what you're trying to do is throw this thing and grab the canister, which I said you could do with a +1 difficulty skirmish roll. But that ultimately would be a +2 difficulty. So whatever its hit threshold is, you'd have to roll really high.
My success last round with getting
pulling it off.
Oh, I got you. So I didn't throw it anywhere.
You got this thing. You're holding on to it, and it like pulled it up into your chest, and the spikes are right there with it. You can feel just the sliminess of it. So if we want to do a skirmish roll to throw it to the ground, that'll just be 1 +1 difficulty because of your health. If you want to do that while trying to simultaneously grab the canister from Arthur, that'll be +2 difficulty.
Knowing I am exhausted with trying to fight this thing, would you allow athletics as a mode to try to run away with this thing and try to hold it, run, and just drop it and let go mid run to kind of gain distance instead of trying to act? Never mind.
Here's what I would let you do with athletics. I would let you kind of get some distance and fall on it. So both of you fall to the ground.
What's my burn resistance? No, I don't have that. Skirmish it is, Craig. I have no modifier. Do I need to do minus?
Nope. I know what its hit threshold is 1 higher.
They do it.
They
do it. I did it.
You take the body and you just pro wrestling style, you've pulled this thing off, and you could have just pushed it down, but at this point you have picked it up over your head and just slammed it down and need a damage roll -2. So do a d6 -2 for the damage.
And this is where I roll low. Oh, yes.
Very nice.
I threw it into a sprinkler head.
So this thing gets slammed to the ground, and it just makes a squishy wet sound as it slams into the hard clay of Nurse Sarah's yard. I'm going to cut to Miss Lisa. Miss Lisa, this large gentleman has now reached the bottom of the yard, right? He hasn't walked up to the yard. He obviously sees you, and he just looks up and he goes, "Don't worry, you're next."
Fuck you.
Yeah, take my gun. Shoot him. Get him.
So he actually, you say that, he goes, he kind of chuckles. He actually, like, a little smile comes up. Can I get a what do you have in notice, Lisa?
I have a 0 in notice right now.
Okay, but you do have notice,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
You had points that you just spent them.
Mhm.
He's a little bit closer than he has been at any point in time, so you do notice something. He had no trouble, obviously, when he took his hat off. As same with his partner, completely bald, no facial hair, nothing. But now looking at him, there's something really, really odd about his skin. At first, it looked like it was just really pale. But looking at it now, he's a little closer. You know when you order a ribeye steak or you buy a ribeye steak at the market, right? And it's got that beautiful thick rim of fat around the edge of it. There's just that unrendered fat that's kind of milky white. That's exactly what his skin looks like. It's like this milky white, like grayish, wet look to it. It's not skin. It's not skin.
I want to eat it.
Gross.
Arthur. Actually, it's Lucy. Lucy. We cut to Lucy.
Ah!
You see Randall slam this thing down to the ground.
Okay. All right, she's trying to assess the situation. Everything's like, run to Lisa's car, everybody.
So you're just saying run and heading that way?
She's not gonna. Oh my god. Oh my god. She doesn't know what she's gonna do because she can try to hit this thing again, but like her body really hurts right now. Oh wait, she has an idea. She's gonna say the James Bond villains down the road. They are causing this. And
Okay.
she's like kind of like take a lot of steps back.
And as you step back, Lucy, you then get back into line sight of these James Bond villains. You see that the thin one is there, but he's just now outside of the car, which he wasn't before, and he's now leaned up against the car. He's still had his hat in his hand. You see a larger one off to the diagonal, right? You see it standing at the base of the other driveway for the next house where you know Lisa went. It's the first time you've seen him. Not hard to figure out that he obviously was in the car with the first guy itself. The car is blocking the driveway of Nurse Sarah's. So that was a purposeful parking job on their part.
Weird question.
Mhm.
Does the skinny guy look bat resistant? Like if I hit him with a bat, does he look like no resistant?
From where you are, he looks like an emaciated, thin white dude.
So he definitely looks like I can take him out with this bat.
You definitely.
He has
I
a weakness to bats.
I am going to call to them. I'm going down to hit this old guy with a bat and just kind of take off and hope for the best.
So you start running down the driveway at this guy, and as he gets closer, you see the same complexion that I described before on the other guy. You see this thing, but you're already like,
Yeah.
Leroy Jenkins, you're headed down.
Like,
Right?
I'm
You're
running.
going. You've got the bat. He's like, you can see the expression on his face, like this was not expected. So he kind of like goes like this, and we need an opposed roll. So we're gonna go with your skirmish against his flea.
Okay, I am just at a flat because I've been using it to try to keep myself alive. Let's go. 4.
All right, that is your 4. He's gonna spend a point in his flea.
Oh wait, he has stats too.
Oh no.
Oh, you
This
son of a
isn't
bitch.
fair.
Yeah,
So you
just hit it against us.
take the bat, and you're just like, "Ah," right in you see the blood on the shoulder. You don't even feel it anymore, and you go like this, and he moves to the side, and it goes back, goes crashing into the top of this black sedan. That feels a little good because this black sedan has pissed you off for like 3 days, and you just slam into the top of this thing, and he kind of like is off to the side on you. Randall, no, Arthur is who I'm going to next. Arthur, you see the creature slam to the ground. Randall's standing next to it.
So I think it would be common for him to have a lighter That would be like something if he's a
I'll
smoker.
give you a +1 to your preparedness.
Yeah, lighter. If he chucks this gas can onto the creature, that's what I'm looking to do.
You can do both of those things, so it'll be a preparedness followed by an athletics.
Okay, so we'll do a preparedness first, +1.
It'll be +1 because I agree that I think there's a good chance he has it. You reach in, you pull out your lighter.
And then we'll drop a point for the athletics too.
Okay.
I'm going to spend a point. I'm going to spend 2 points to assist him in getting this thing. I'll be his cheerleader from the side.
Great.
I'm
So
down
you
to 0
drop your athletics by 2, so that's going to be +2 to your athletics roll,
Two.
Arthur.
Nice. I'm sprinting away after this, by the way.
So-
just so it's known.
Maybe when he was younger, Randall, like Arthur, like maybe he like played sports or something, but this is something like this is a part of Arthur you've never seen before. And you're really thankful that you're seeing this. You see him in almost one smooth motion, takes the top off of the red canister, throws it so that the nozzle is down, right? And as it's going, you see the gasoline starting to come out and fall onto this creature. With his, as soon as he tosses the red cap to the side, reaches in with his reaches into his pocket. This is so cool. He strips the Zippo against his leg to light it and just throws it. You roll out of the way, Randall, just in time, and this you see this creature, gasoline, fire, and it just as it starts to burn, you see it fold.
Oh fuck!
Can I
It's
just
gonna
add
be me.
how horrified Arthur is at this? Like, he is immediately just like this.
You both, as all the chaos of that is happening, you hear Lucy scream and you hear a bat hit the car.
Okay.
Cut to Lisa.
Honk. Oh no.
You see him, you see the larger man says this to you, and he's now reacting. He's now turning as he sees Lucy running down and Lucy slamming into him and realizing his friend is in danger. You see him turning and he's again walking like, dude, act like it matters. He starts walking back to where his friend is.
Okay.
Steal her car.
Ooh, yeah.
We're right there.
I don't know. I know.
I don't know if
Right.
I can beat him to the car. If I sprint, can I beat him to the car?
He's really big.
With an athletics check, I'd let
He's
you,
small.
because you're going to the on the hypotenuse side. With an athletics check, I'd let you get to the car.
Oh, okay. I have no points in athletics.
Can I like say my fury scream gave her a +1 if I spend +2 in my athletics? Okay.
No, but it was a hell of a try. I like it.
Okay. So just a regular old
Just do a
D6.
regular athletics roll.
Yes.
4.
Maybe.
Very
Yes.
nice. So describe to me how you get to Lisa before the fat man does,
I'm just gonna
or how you get to Lucy before the fat man does.
yeah, I'm gonna just hurdle over the side of this lattice on the porch and just sprint. I
Okay.
imagine it's a shorter distance than
Well, and you're downhill, right? So he's not. So you're just heading towards Lucy. You see the thin guy crashed. You see the thin guy go. Randall, you see this thing fold and vanish as it was burning. You saw just the molting of the fire on its skin before it vanished. You're on the ground. Randall, can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, it cut out on my end. Say that again.
Okay. So you're on the ground. You hear the chaos of it. You saw the folding of the beast as it went away, but it was, burned and charred as it happened. What do you do?
Randall immediately turns around. Is this thing behind me? And
It
then
is not.
if it's not behind me, I'm looking. I'm scanning. I'm looking everywhere. Do I see anything?
You can't see what's happening, but you hear the chaos and the smashing of the car at the bottom of the driveway around the corner from the house.
my focus is going to be on Lucy. Sorry, Archer. And immediately trying to get Lucy to safety, and I see Archer, get, and we start running away from the house, which happens to be towards, I think, the balding guys with hats.
Yeah, so you head towards where Lisa's car is, right? In the driveway. You run that way. You get to there, and you look down. You see Lucy slam the bat into the car. You see the thin man rolling away. You recognize what you did not notice before, know anything. Well, actually, both of these men are new to you, right? You see both of these men. You see Lucy just going after him. You're at the top of the driveway. What are you doing?
While trying to get Lucy and Archer to safety, I'm going to beeline it straight towards these weirdos, and I'm going to try to eventually tackle them. If I'm allowed to do it now, great. If not, I'm going to wait till next round. Are
you going for the thin man that's tussling with Lucy, or you're going for the fat man who's on his way towards the car?
Oh, the one with Luke that's tussling with...
all right. So we'll have you, same thing, just start running down the driveway. Lisa, you're there. You arrive as you see Randall starting to run down the driveway.
I'm going to attempt to get in on the driver's side, hoping it's not locked.
I like it. So you go around to the driver's side of the sedan. You pull the thing, and it opens right up.
Awesome. I'm gonna hop inside.
Okay.
Are the keys in there?
Not only are the keys there, the car is running.
Oh, nice. Where's the large one?
You look in the rearview mirror and you see the large one, recognizing what the hell you're doing, running towards the back of the
reverse.
Sedan. I need a driving roll, please.
Sure, absolutely.
Oh, can I assist and be the flagger to go backwards? Probably not.
I was gonna say he's behind you.
I'm gonna spend 2 driving points.
Great.
Yes. Nailed it.
So it's got the latch gear on the steering wheel, right? So you pop it in reverse. You're so good at this, you can do it. You don't have to turn around. You can look in the rear view mirror, just like Grandpa taught you how to back up the car into the barn, and you hit the gas, and it's boom, slams right into this guy, and he goes flying backwards as you hit the brakes right after you hit him. And he disappears from view as he falls over. Lucy, you slam the bat. You see out of the corner of your eye Lisa running in there, and you pull the bat back, knowing exactly what she's about to do. She pulls a reverse. The thin guy was leaning on the car. You pull back, the thin guy falls to the street, where the car used to be, as you see her hit the big man there. Archer, what are you doing?
Oh boy. Well, I'm dragged to near where Randall is. I'm not gonna get up in this. Archer is... Can I find a stone or something?
Sure. You find a stone.
You're gonna throw a rock.
I am going to, with the best of my athletic ability, chuck a stone at the head of this person that is engaging Lucy.
So it'll actually be a shooting roll.
Let's do it.
All right.
Nice.
I'll spend a point.
Okay. You'll be a +1. Did you play baseball as a kid?
He was on the USSR shot put team.
So you launch this rock downhill. It's going to hit him. I need a -3. So D6 -3 for damage.
Cool. Do you want me to -3 manually or?
Yeah, right. Or manually, or just do it using the plus and minus extra roll. All right. It hits him. So it comes and it hits him in the stomach, and he reacts. It's a decent sized little rock, Mr. Shot Putter. And you just, as it hits him on the rock. And Lisa, you're there. Randall's coming down there. Lisa, you all see this rock come over your head and just land right like on the upper stomach of this guy. Yeah. Where do I go? I'm going to Randall. Randall, you get to the bottom. This guy's got just got hit by a rock. He's laying there on his back.
I'm kind of curious when Lisa got in the car, did she hear a commercial or anything on the radio?
No, she did not. Keep going.
Damn. Okay. Maybe later. Yeah, I'm going straight. I'm tackling this skinny effer. I'm getting after him.
So you're just gonna jump on top of him?
Jump on top of him.
All right, let's do a skirmish or scuffling. God, I keep calling it skirmish.
Anybody want to help me skirmish?
I don't have any
You
skill.
can't.
I
There's no
have-
help, no
I
assist
have
here.
nothing.
Damn. Okay. Let's see what happens. Straight roll. Bat.
Give you a -2 damage.
Oh, yes.
Oh no.
So you kind of push Lucy to the side and you just go down, and it's just a land on top of him situation, right? So leading with the knee, right where the rock hit, you land hitting him. Take care of that for me, Jim. Land right on top of him. I'm not sure what you expected to happen or how that would feel like maybe when you wrestled as a kid or something like that. But it was rubbery soft as you landed on him. Like his stomach and his chest just gave as you landed on him, and you can see he reacted. He's like, like this. And that's when you see like this unrendered fat toned skin. And when he opens up his mouth as he screams at you, it's completely black. So it's not like black because it's dark because light's not there. It's like a void black as he just kind of goes, like this.
And I noticed that when I do.
Yes. Yep. You're right on top of him, Randall.
I think my goal also is when I tackled him. No, never mind. I'm min-maxing. Go ahead.
Well, he was already on the ground, so you kind of landed on him more than anything, right? Because he
Okay.
fell after Lisa took the car. Lisa, you hit this thing. He's gone. You looking forward, and you just see Randall jumping and landing on top of our friend.
Oh, was that me?
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna pop the door back open and just yell at everybody to get in.
Okay.
We're stealing this car. It's my car now.
Can I
So
tell
Arthur, you see that? You see Lisa yell that? You've been kind of like, what am I doing? What I'm going to do? You're going to head right to the car?
He is currently huddled behind some sort of lattice or something.
Okay.
He hears that and immediately bolts for comfort for his friends.
Towards the black sedan?
Yeah.
Lucy, you're standing there. Randall has now jumped on top of this thing. You've got your bat. You're bleeding. You hear Lisa yell out.
Is it possible I can pop this guy in the leg as I run into the car?
Yeah, and let's do a quick skirmish.
It
It's
is
going to be a +1 because he's on the ground.
purely out of anger and in pain.
This is out of spite.
Very nice. It's going to be at a
Nice.
-1 damage.
All right.
Oh,
So-
nice.
You hit, and it's the same type of thing, almost like the bat bounces. You hit off of him as you hit him in the leg, but you can again hear a scream as you hit him in the leg, and you start heading for the car. Randall, you hear the yelling. You see this thing under you. That at this point, I don't think we're dealing with a human being. Is the only thing at which it processes this through your head. You see Lucy's headed to safety. You can't see Arthur. You see Lisa making the yell. What are you doing?
I imagine I've got this guy or this thing secure.
You got him pinned down pretty good.
Okay, so I'm going to be looking, seeing. I imagine I look up and I see my sightline goes straight to the car with the two ladies. I'm going to scream out, Arthur, where are you?
Arthur yells back as soon as you hear, and you turn over your left shoulder, and you can see him running towards the car.
Okay, I'm going to continue to hold this guy down until Arthur's at safety.
Okay.
Maybe I'll give him an elbow.
All right. So you're on top of him. You're kind of holding him down. You're taking all this information in. That's when it grabs your neck. So that's when he comes up and just grabs your neck with both hands.
Am I in the car?
You're halfway there.
Hit him with another bat.
I don't.
I'll be
Find
back if
another
he
rock.
hit you.
Yeah, find another rock. Yeah.
Do I see
Oh,
him?
Craig, re-roll that. Damn.
This thing grabs you,
Oh my god.
and it's beyond human strength. And you recognize that immediately. It grabs you with both hands. And it with its left hand, with its right hand, it goes to the ground for leverage, and with its left hand, it throws you to the opposite direction away from the car. So you're going to be at -5 for your health. And let's take a quick look at what that means. Give me just a second. All right, that still puts you in the same hurt condition. So you're at -5. It's -6 where you don't want to go.
Okay.
You land and you feel it on your ribs as you hit. In fact, you may have been, you're at least dazed, if not like blacked out for a half a second as you land on the ground. Arthur, you see this just an inhuman strength as it just throws Randall like a rag doll, a good like 15 feet off there, and he's starting to get up.
This is very hard because it's going against my want to save Randall and my want to play Arthur.
What would Arthur do?
He's running to the car. He doesn't see anything. He is beelining. He is horrified. He threw the rock out of frustration and just being scared.
Yep.
And he hears one sense of stability, and he is there.
All right, so you get to the car. Lucy, you get to the car at the same time. Who's got shotgun?
I'm
I'll
in
hop
back.
I'll hop in shotgun. I'm gonna like kind of roll down the window and say, "Drive, hit his ass, we're getting Randall."
That was my plan.
Yeah.
Lisa, they're in the car.
Good. I'm gonna pop it in drive and run over the skinny guy.
Even before both doors close, you hit the gas and go. I need another driving roll.
Sure. I'm gonna go ahead and spend my last point in driving.
All right, you'll be at a +1. So you hit the gas and go. By the time you get there, he is now up and is able to throw himself away from being hit by the car and lands on the lawn. So he dodges you from the drive. You obviously stop before you get to Randall. But you're now right there at Randall. Randall, what are you doing?
I'm getting up, and now that I'm farther away than Arthur, I'm going to be running with Arthur. Towards
Arthur's in the car.
Arthur's in the
Everybody's in the
Yeah,
car but you.
Gotcha. So I'm beelining towards that direction.
The car's right
Maybe
there, dude. You hopping in the car?
I'm hopping in the car.
All right, you
yes.
hop into the back seat of the car. Lisa, hitting the
Let's go.
gas, getting the
Yeah,
getting the
we're
hell
leaving.
out of here.
We're leaving.
Yes.
Where are we headed?
This is Lucy.
Fuck the hospital.
Lincoln's
Oh
Lincoln.
God, no!
Lincoln's Lincoln.
No.
That's a terrible idea right now. Did you not see?
We need to go somewhere safe.
Two of you have
Where's there a
I can
ball?
see that
Can
two of you are heavily bleeding.
While we're deciding this, can I try and spend a medic point? He's not like a licensed physician, but he can patch up things. Can I spend medic points to try and help Randall patch his wounds?
In my backpack, can I also see if I have a med kit with preparedness?
Sure can. So let's do the preparedness roll first.
All right.
I'm pretty
I
damn
wanna
good at
see-
medic. Just throwing that out there. Like that's my main.
That's why
focus.
I imagine like helping you patch your wounds up.
help me out so I can help everybody else out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I spend 2 for preparedness?
You sure can. You can spend as much as you have.
All right, we're just going to do 2 in case we need it.
Nice.
5.
Okay. So you've got like it's not really a med kit, but just kind of like one of those things that like a mom would have in her purse, maybe, with like band-aids, antiseptic, and things like
A
that.
sewing kit. Yeah.
Yeah, no sewing kit.
Hey,
All
it
right,
could
so let's
happen.
take a look here with medic. You can perform first aid on a hurt or seriously wounded individuals. First aid doesn't help those who still have a positive health total. If they're hurt at 0 to -5 health, you don't need to take a test when using medic to restore health. Instead, you just
Okay.
spend medic points from your pool, restoring 2 health for every 1 medic spent. So how much medic do you have, Arthur?
I'm going to spend 2.
All
if I
right.
can.
That'll restore 4 to Randall.
Okay, I'm at -1.
I will use my medic to get him to 0.
All right.
So I'll spend the 1 point I have.
That'll put me at +1, right?
That will put you at
-1 to
+1.
Oh.
+1. Cool.
All right. Lucy is bleeding.
Yeah.
That's
I get patched
Trying to
up
get the
because I think I
medic
was in
up.
the worst shape, and I immediately start working on Lucy.
Okay. How much do you want to spend?
Would my character know the number, or do I just need to ballpark it? Like, I want to get her to
you
the
can
pause.
you can meta it. For every point you spend, you're going to heal her 2.
Where's she at? What
Or,
negative?
no, actually, you can't do medic on her. She's at 1.
Yeah, I'm at 1. I'm so
Yep.
positive.
So you can't medic her.
Okay.
But you're still obviously stopping the bleeding, putting it on there as she goes. Lisa, all kinds of chaos as they're trying to patch everybody up in the back seat. Regardless of arguments and discussions that are happening, where is this car going?
Since everyone seems so dead set against the hospital, like crazy people, I guess we'll head over to Lucy's bar. That seems to be kind of home base for us.
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
Yep.
With Randall's history being, there's a portion of his time where he was homeless. He would be on the streets. He may know kind of like a secure but safe space that we could at least park for a little bit where nobody would know where we were at.
I can have you park behind the bar, so the black sedan's not visible at all from the street. We can have it in an alleyway behind the bar. Do you want to do that?
I was even thinking like maybe a construction tunnel or a thoroughfare under a bridge or something that I knew would be super secure, unless behind the bar is secure. I'd be happy to do that too. but I'm
Yeah,
just
I mean,
thinking.
it depends on what. I guess it depends what you mean by secure, right? So behind the bar, not visible from the street, is that secure enough? What are we trying to? What are we
I'll
trying
ask
to
the
do?
group that. What are your thoughts on all that stuff?
I feel like Lucy would say, I feel like because they found us here holding like kind of her damn bandaged shoulder, we shouldn't go anywhere where they would know where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably echo the same thing because he's been seeing these black sedans and they clearly know where we've been.
Yeah, everybody's arguing. Where's Lisa taking us?
I still really feel like you both need a hospital, but I also cannot make you seek medical attention.
And I don't have health insurance. There's some reasons why I don't want to go.
So, being the person with the most experience, where does Randall think we should go?
I'm going to recall to a day where I found a safe spot under, maybe behind a bridge that might have like a fence that has tarps over it and is not visible from the street, but someplace that's quiet and secure and away from general population and traffic, that it's kind of off the beaten path.
Yep.
Whatever that looks like in.
So we
this town.
montage Randall kind of yelling directions. Take a right here. Take a left here to Lisa as she's driving. Lucy, you're able to patch this up, so the bleeding has stopped. Archer has pulled out his notebook, I imagine, is just furiously writing as much as he can remember down as you're driving. And we see you pull up to this fenced area that is off of off of the main road, very secure. Lisa, you pop it into park.
I
So is the plan to abandon the car here then?
yeah,
Um,
we should.
Let's look in the trunk.
Oh yeah, let's search it.
What's in the glove box? Nosy Randall. He's that weirdo that just searches through everything. He'll touch every button in a rental car. Well,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, rental car in the 90s. Yeah. He's going to look at everything. He's going to be hitting doors and switches and looking in pouches behind the seats. And is there
So
anything of notice?
You search the cab. You search in the glove compartment and everything. Nothing. Like it's a test. It's like on a test drive car, right? That's how new it all looks. The only thing you find in the glove compartment is the manual for this car. In the trunk, though, you find 3 large boxes of the drug, sealed.
We should burn the car.
do we have anything to burn it with?
Do we have anything to leave with? This is our mode of transportation.
This is our only car company.
That is what Arthur is going to say.
I'm sure we can walk to a bus station.
Hobo fire it is.
Lisa's gonna ask about the wounds and how they happened because she did not see Drill
oh,
Beast.
so this thing popped out in front of me. I hit it with a bat and it dug itself into me. And I'm still kind of processing that. I'm pretty sure demons exist now. I am religious now. And
Oh, you didn't think demons existed?
no, I thought it was like, a metaphor that religion would use about bad things.
Found
and
Jesus
evil.
mid swing, just pop.
Yes. Yeah, it was this thing with a drill. It was a monster. I don't know. Oh, she checks her pockets for the thing that she found on the ground.
Uh-huh.
I want to open that up and look at the paper.
So you open it up, and what you thought was paper is actually a photograph. And as you undo it, it's a large 8x10.
Oh,
And you unfurl it inside before you can understand what it's a picture of. Inside are crushed pills, 2 syringes broken in half, empty syringes broken in half. Your best guess. Fetal mice, about 4 little tiny fetal mice. As you open up what is basically a package wrapped in this photograph, you open it up and it's just, oh my God. It's a picture of Nurse Sarah. Let's take a 10-minute break. We'll be back in 10 minutes. So Lucy, you unfurl the package. You see the crushed glass, syringes, some whole pills, a bunch of broken pills, and a bunch of what you know is pill dust, just by what's around it. The dead, unborn mice or rats, and then you see the picture of Nurse Sarah. It's the same picture that was paperclipped to her application back when you guys went through the paperwork, but blown up. I need a stability test.
Okay. I got one more stability, so I'm going to spend it.
Okay.
Hope for the best. Let's go. Yay.
Very nice.
Yay.
You do drop the picture, though. You drop the whole thing
Oh, yeah.
as you just take it all in.
Lucy's gonna step out of the car, kind of go in front of it, and just sit on the ground and talking to herself to kind of calm herself down. Like she's not going extreme, but she's just trying to calm herself down and get some of her head back, and just like that happened. Okay, this is where we're at now.
Can I follow her out the car
You sure can.
and try and talk to her in a reassuring way, using maybe shrink or something,
Yep.
to try and calm her down, help her rationalize what she saw, whether it be, maybe she saw something real, maybe she didn't. But
Look here.
And while
Just
she's
gotta
talking
quickly
to
look
you,
up
she's
the rules
like,
on that.
you saw the things
It's
that I
it's
hit with the bat, right?
It's the same thing, right? She has to be
Yeah.
a negative for you to be able to use shrink.
Oh, it does have to be at negative.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I
okay. I'm at
apologize.
0.
Yeah,
It's
but
all
that
good.
doesn't. You still
I do have reassurance. I don't know if that matters.
not to
It-
restore stability, no. But
Okay.
what you're talking about makes total sense, right? Is Arthur walking out there and sitting next to her on kind of this gravel and grass area.
Yeah, he's kind of he sits down and he goes, Lucy, I've seen a lot of things in my day, and I've also seen a lot of things in the past 5 days, and I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna make this. We're gonna make it out of this.
Okay.
Things are gonna be okay.
Right. And just to make sure, Arthur, did you see the thing I hit with a bat, or did I just like make that up?
He
You saw it, right?
he kind of like puts his arm a little bit, like, not grips her shoulder, but just like holds her and is like, everything you've seen is real. Whatever is real to you is real, and
Oh,
we
okay.
just need to make it out of this. Something is not right, and things are going to be okay.
Yeah, and the guy said only one of us is going to survive this, which makes sense because in the studies only one person survived. It seems that way.
He cuts you off midway
Right.
through that and goes, he was wrong. He goes,
I like you, Arthur. Okay, you're right.
every single person here is surviving.
Right. Well, run his ass over a car again.
We're gonna
Did
cut.
you s-
We're gonna
Go
quickly
ahead.
cut to Lisa and Randall standing at the trunk. Randall has thrown the trunk open. Lisa and Randall are standing there looking at 3 huge boxes of the thermazide.
I look at Lisa and just kind of nod and say, "Burn it."
We got to get rid of it somehow. We can't just have this out here in the wild.
I think Randall's going to walk to a corner where he knows where like a burn barrel might be from when he was whatever, and kind of roll it over. And I think Randall, being thorough, is going to go through and not just throw the whole box of boxes in at once, but maybe see if there's any kind of clues or anything in these that are different than what we were given on a monthly basis.
Yeah. So, well, it depends. Are you going to open the box? So the only thing that you've seen is 3 boxes that they're full. They're marked blue gold, and they have a thermazine label on them. So you haven't actually opened the boxes yet. We can open the boxes.
Gotcha. I was thinking for some reason cases of boxes. So there are 3 individual boxes with
3 individual large boxes, though. Not
Okay.
little boxes, large boxes that are
Yeah, let's
like
open
you'd
those things
ship
up.
them with,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're on the same page. Yeah. I
Yep.
want to open these things, see what's inside, see how it's packaged, what's in there, see if there's
Full-
anything different.
No, full of the medicine.
Okay. I'm gonna start in cycles. Just throw them all. Open it. Throw it in the bucket. Open the next box. Throw it in the bucket. Next box. Throw it in the
Yep.
barrel. Sorry. And look around for a lighter.
Arthur's got one. He's got a Zippo.
Lisa's
Arthur.
gonna assist with moving the stuff into the burn barrel.
Okay, done. You guys light it on fire.
Light on fire.
Lucy is gonna. Lisa, have you ever told Lucy that you're kind of like into the occult, or was at a certain point?
I mean, if you've read her stuff, you've probably kind of gotten the idea that she knows about it.
Yeah, she hasn't read any of that. So, yeah. So
I mean, she may have made a few offhand comments here and there, but she hasn't like shown you her collection of weird shit or anything.
So she is going to tell you like, yeah, so you said demons, right? Early in possession.
Yeah.
So in the car, right? I found something at Nurse Sarah's house, and it has her picture with mice in it and some other shit without Visine in it. She can't say it. And it's just in the car. I don't know what to do with any of that information.
Lisa's gonna go take a look at that. It sounds real creepy.
So, Lisa, you head over. You find it on the ground just outside the passenger side where she dropped it. There, you see exactly as I described it. Do you want to spend any points on occult?
Sure, let's spend a point. Let's spend a point.
Okay.
Why not?
So you haven't seen or read anything exactly like this, but it does hearken to a few things. There's echoes of voodoo as far as like targeting somebody, right? So the fact that the picture there is very common in voodoo, where you would have a piece of somebody's, their hair or a picture of them or something, and do a ritual around that. You're not able to really figure out the other parts. Any type of fetal matter is also something that you have heard about using as far as like summoning, right? So the use of unborn to summon something from demonic origins. So that the mice make a little bit of sense to you, and the drug being there is you're trying to figure out like the roles of things. So the power might come from the fetal tissue, the target comes from the picture, and the conduit would have to be either the pills or the syringes. And that recipe is something that you have come across, with ancient Caribbean superstitions and occult, as well as like Eastern European. So you're able to piece that together.
Well, the short answer is someone summoned something.
Okay.
Yes. Based on what I'm seeing here, probably demonic in nature.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It looked pretty demonic.
Yeah.
Um, via like investigative procedure, would I be able to recognize any sort of thumbprints or any sort of forensic data? That it are they leaving any sort of trail behind
Do
them?
you want to spend any points in it?
Yeah, I'll spend a point. And essentially trying to find if they're leaving a trail.
So Archer, you go over there and you look at this thing, and you can tell a few things. One, you can tell that based off of residue of the dust on the picture, where the glass from the breaking of the syringes are. This is the freebie. You can tell that this was broken inside of the picture, right? So you can tell that the picture was already probably like crushed into like a cup or container, and then this was dropped into it and broken within the confines of that. And then there's like a milky residue on the picture as well as on the syringe.
Yeah, so he'll look towards everyone and say, "There's something." He holds up a syringe carefully to not get anything on himself, and say, "This is not. This is something I've never seen this in my."
And Randall, you look at it, and then you look down at your hand, and you've got that same milky residue on your hands where you manhandled this thing. We manhandled the men in black. You're the one that got closest to it. It's the same residue.
When I notice that, I make sure everybody has eye contact with me, and I show them this residue on me.
What is?
Oh man.
I'm gonna snap a couple pictures of the weird spell bag and also of Randall's hands.
Got it.
Wait, so it was smart because this is Nurse Sarah's picture. Do they still have our pictures saved?
If they have access to our files, probably.
Let's
Yeah,
hope
they
that we
probably
just
they
have
probably took them.
the originals with no copies, because we took all of our files.
I mean, they took all the
Unless-
others.
Unless they already had copies of our photos. Because we also took Nurse Sarah's, if you remember.
Yeah. Okay. Something something just like came into my head. No need to panic, right? So the doctor
Oh, no,
that
I'm-
we helped, do we think he's like the next target? Because they might know that he helped us.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm looking at Randall currently.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You want like
I-
wipe your hands off?
Is there any way I could use would science get me anything? If I spent a point, would it get me anything?
Sure.
Um,
Yeah, you don't need to spend the point. We can use
Okay.
we can use science. When Randall Randall describes the skin of these things to you, then it all seems to make a little bit more sense. Like this is like grease, like from fat, from some sort of animal fat. That now okay, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense.
yeah, I'm gonna throw over like I don't know, maybe Lucy has like a med kit or Randall has a med kit, and I'm just going to go and throw over a roll of gauze over his arm wherever it's oozing.
It's not oozing. It's just it's because he touched this thing, right? So it's just residue that's on his hands. It can be easily wiped off.
Oh, then I will completely wipe. Yeah,
Yeah.
I am going to take little hand sanitizer wipes, the disposable ones.
Yep.
Sit down, and be like, Randall, are you okay? There's something, you don't look so great. Your hands, normal for you?
Yeah, Randall, as Archer's wiping off his hands, like in Randall's in shock, going, "Oh shit, what is this?" And Archer comes over and wipes it off. He starts feeling it, and I imagine it's like a petroleum-based, oil-based something that's very slick. I'm describing that to everybody, and there's something funny about this. This is not right.
Well, and to clarify, let me quickly clarify. It's not that he is. It's not coming from his skin. It's like he picked up raw animal fat and carried it, right? So
Right.
it's just the residue from touching it. So he's not producing it in any way, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah,
And so I'll still feel that residue on, because just like we don't have any degreaser or anything, so I'm still going to have that residue on there. I'm going to describe what it feels like and realize that this was happening. I imagine I'm checking my shoulder where this thing was attached to me, and I imagine I'm probably feeling the same thing, probably slimed a little bit.
No, what's on your shoulder, and Lucy, you've still got it on your clothes, is just this dark molasses consistency, black blood.
Is it like old congealed?
At this point,
aged
yeah,
blood,
it's kind
yeah.
of dried, yeah. But it's not reddish at all. It's like a dark brown molasses color. The same thing that splattered against the wall of the bathroom when you shot it, Randall.
Oh God, we're going to jail.
Yeah.
I was about to snap, but
What time of day is it? I lost track of what day we are.
I'm thinking like late afternoon, early evening at this point.
I think Randall kind of collate or realizing what's happened throughout the day and reminiscing through what's going on. I think he's kind of aware that it might be in everybody's best interest to hang tight here instead of going to our houses and stuff. So I think I'm going to go kind of wander off and look for maybe some stuff that we can use for padding on the ground or shelter, or hell, there can only be 2 people that lay down in a sedan, so there's got to be room for outdoors, and I have no problem taking that. But maybe looking for something that I wouldn't mind find shelter with, or a big refrigerator
if you've
box.
got outdoor survival, I'll let you spend a point to be able to put together shelter.
I do have outdoor survival. I can win that one. Yeah, I'll go.
All right, so you don't have to roll, dude. All you have to do is just spend the point. It's investigative.
Cool.
So using that, you're able to find tarps and just some structures to be able, if you want to build kind of a 4-person structure that everybody can sleep under, you're able to do that. Is everybody buying into the sleeping outside tonight?
Ladies can have the car. Archer and I can spoon outside.
I think Archer would want to be nearby Randall after seeing that residue left over.
Lucy would say, sleeping outside of my bed is something I don't want to do in general, but I can take the car and it has locked doors that can lock. So something has to try really hard to get in here.
Yeah, it seems like the safest bet. I don't know how much it really matters if we aren't at our houses, if they have our pictures and they're able to summon things to attack us. But anyway,
And let's say that the thing also
That's
just
a fair point.
might as well make it
me.
harder.
Randall makes a small fire. You guys are kind of out in the middle of the sticks a little bit, kind of on the outskirts of town. We're going to assume like you maybe have some packs of crackers or things like that to at least take the edge off as far as hunger is concerned. And you go to sleep. Lisa's sleeps on the driver's side, kind of the seat all the way back down. Lucy, you try to get as comfortable as you can in the back seat. Randall and Arthur under the kind of this tarp tent that you put together. As far as restoring points, rounded up, everybody can restore everything that they've spent from investigative. So whatever investigatives, just score half rounded up. So if you spent 2, you'd restore 1. If you spent 1, you'd restore 1. And then everybody can gain 1 stability. So that'll put Lucy at 1. I've got then Randall at 2. And Archer at 5. Randall, you get up first. Restless. Archer's sound asleep. Sun is peeking out.
I think my main goal is to kind of observe everybody else based off of what I've seen and people not acting themselves. Just keeping my eyes on everybody, maybe tending the fire a little bit in the burn barrel or whatever.
Yep.
Try to get things ready for the day.
So you go to the car immediately, look in there, and it's all fogged up. But you can make out, you see Lucy's laying there, and Lisa's laying there. And then the other 3 of you start to wake as well.
I want to slowly make my way towards maybe the corner of the lot or the edge where I might be able to see out towards the street, any kind of public space see if I notice anything that might be camping out waiting for us.
No, as isolated as you had hoped it would be. This is why you picked it.
Okay.
The 4 of you are hungry, though.
Well, I'm going to head back from kind of scouting the area outside, kind of observing, and report back to the group and reassure them that we're still alone here. We're safe, and damn, I'm hungry. We may want to look into figuring out a way of getting some food as safely as possible.
You want to go find a Denny's?
Yeah.
When you say that, Lucy's gonna like look down at herself, muck covered, and still kind of bloody. Should we clean up first?
That's a Denny's. No one cares.
All right, let's go.
Do that.
So we cut to booth at Denny's. 4 cups of coffee. Food has been ordered. What's next?
We still got that kid to talk to. We want to talk to him. I honestly don't know.
Archer takes out from his bag and puts the pigeon and breaks it. He slams it on the table.
Jeez, man.
It should have been, he probably assumed that it was more intact than it was, and he goes, this name, I don't know.
He's dead.
He's dead.
We can find his family, but he's dead. He's gone. Unless we want to go back to the doc's place and you can channel him and stab people again.
Wait. Is the
soon.
name on the... So the name was to Austin, right? It was Eric to Austin.
Correct.
Yeah.
Is Austin the one we're talking about that's dead?
Austin is your friend that's dead.
Because I don't know.
And the doctor explained, the doctor, not a doctor anymore, explained that Eric committed suicide.
Yeah, it was one of our goals to visit his family to kind of get more information on him because he was a bit unhinged as well.
Mm-hmm. If we want to do that, we'll need to go get my car back because I don't want to drive.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah,
At least you didn't park in front of her house. This is good news.
I think I'm gonna go full European and leave the pigeon as a tip.
Nice dig. Randall, as this is all going on, at some point you go up and go to the restroom, clean up and stuff. And as you're walking back, there's a table that hasn't been cleared yet, where people were eating, and there's a newspaper on the table. And you walk by and then you realize that you caught something, and you go back to the newspaper, and under the fold, you see the headline: "Local woman commits suicide." You immediately grab the paper off the table, and it talks about a local artist, Jennifer Parker, last night shot herself in the head. And for those of you who are watching, Jennifer Parker was the emaciated woman that was also in the drug study. So you bring the paper obviously back to everybody.
Take it back to the group and gather everybody and just show it. I'm speechless. I'm just showing it at that point.
We were meant to die yesterday.
We
We
have
should call her name escapes me, but the older lady with dementia. Margaret?
Miss Margaret. Yep.
Yes. When we get the chance.
she was across. She was the one that was across from Austin, or
She was the one that was
She was-
mugged.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mugged.
She was on the mug. She lives in an apartment
okay.
downtown.
Is there anything about Sarah in the newspaper? No.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I would say Arthur is distrusting of authorities, with how things have been handled, prior, with what the whole group has found, where they pinned it instantly on a single person, and now we're seeing these kind of just very quickly, put together stories of suicide and stuff. I think the red lines are starting to connect in his brain.
How many other people are in our test study?
There was, I think, a total of 12.
12.
With the
us,
5
one's
of
dead.
you. So it's about six others, 5 or 6 others.
So we know Jennifer and Margaret. Would we be able to track down the others?
We have their files.
You do have their files. They're in your
Yep.
car, Lisa. Or no, actually, they're at
They're
your
my-
apartment.
My apartment.
House.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Jen Parker's dead. Nurse Sarah's dead,
Dead.
and nothing on the news. And we. Oh, wait, well, no,
Nothing on the news yet.
That's true, and I don't think anyone called the cops.
Let's go
We
get
did-
some NPCs.
I may have asked a neighbor to call 911. We were gone before anybody showed up, though.
Let's count her off as dead, as a just in case. Because we did leave those 2 guys back there. I don't know if the big one died. I
severely doubt it.
damn it. Okay, this is fine. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I don't know what to do here. We can go check up on our fellow participants and hope for the best.
Well, I think step 1 should be retrieve my car, please.
Yes.
Maybe go get your car, look at the scene, see what's left over from the events that transpired. Maybe there's a burning bug on the ground that we happily torched. Or not the evidence of a burning bug on the ground, not an actual one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would-
hopefully
I
not
would-
an actual one still.
I would like to get rid of the demon sedan, though. It's creeping me out a little.
Okay.
For sure. So head back to Nurse Sarah's house to retrieve car.
If it's still there.
We taking the sedan?
If we want to ditch
I
it,
don't
we
think we
can't-
have.
we
We don't
can
have
go
a
to-
choice.
We
Yeah,
can go to
like-
Lucy's and take her car. Is it going to make it the whole way? She's not sure.
Do we want to dump the evil mobile at your place though? Is the question.
No.
Just leave it at Nurse.
Yeah, dump
Sarah.
it where
Yeah,
it was.
She's gone already. Like,
Yeah, let's leave it at her place. Let's go.
So hopping in the sedan with an empty trunk, and you guys head off back to Nurse Sarah's. Smartly, Lisa's car was not parked in front of Miss Sarah's. It was parked, I think you told me 2 blocks down. As you approach where the car is parked, your car is still there,
hooray.
but there's also about 4 police cars you can see with lights on in front of Nurse Sarah's.
Park the black sedan around the corner, get in my car, and go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Where are we
avoid
going?
them all together. You guys want to go to the potential suicide headline that we just saw? Go to their house?
I mean, what are we gonna do? She's probably already removed from the scene, and it's probably a crime
true.
scene.
That's true. Yeah, she's already
Has
been
that
found.
stopped us before?
I really wish it had. That would have been nice.
What about someone else on our study? Go talk to them, see if they've been experiencing anything we have.
We could call Margaret and see how she's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, make
We
a round
could
of
also-
calls. The last 6 or 5
Yeah.
that we can't account for.
We could swing by my apartment, get the files,
Okay.
find contact info.
So Randall still has Miss Margaret's number. I assume you tore that out of the phone book, so you've got that on hand. We're heading to Lisa's apartment.
I would say let's call Margaret first, and then to Lisa's.
I
Just
still
so
got a
we
dime
have
in my
it.
pocket.
Yeah, I was gonna say we gotta stop
yeah,
somewhere.
but like my thought was that Lisa probably has a phone in her apartment, so if we don't have to use a payphone, I mean,
Yeah, and you have all the files there with
yeah,
red yarn on the wall, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right.
Yeah. Let's do
All
it.
right, so
Bottle of liquor, maybe.
you guys
yes.
drive.
Hey, it's just
I mean,
5
it's
o'clock
probably
somewhere.
empty. It's probably empty at this point,
It's
but
true that.
it's
None of
been a
you-
stressful week.
Yeah, none of you are hungry, but none of you finished your breakfast either. You ate just enough to get rid of that feeling. You take Lisa's car over to Lisa's apartment, and you go up 2 flights of stairs, and you locked the door, Lisa. You go to put your keys in, and you go to unlock it, and it's unlocked.
Does Randall see this?
Backing away from that shit.
Randall pulls handgun and steps in front and pulls Lisa back, kind of in protector mode.
Can I try to use cinch trouble?
Ooh,
You sure can.
and pull your bat out.
Oh, my bad sow. This is my lucky slugger.
It.
I'm gonna
Love it.
spend 2.
Spend 2, okay.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, Lucy. Shadika, put the mic up a little bit for me.
My bad. Can you hear
That's
me?
good. Yep.
All
Great,
right.
Thank you. Spend 2, you'll be at a +2.
All
Your sense trouble.
right. Did it not roll? Hold on. There we go. Sensational.
Nothing real peculiar other than just the reaction of knowing that Lisa says, I locked this door.
Okay. All right. She doesn't get any alarm bells, so she's like, maybe they left.
Randall?
Randall gets the reassurance from Lucy, and slowly, one hand on gun, the other hand moving the door open, and just sweeping. Standard operating procedure for ex-military: sweeping the room, scanning left to right, depending on the
Yep.
door, right to left.
You open up the door. You've never been to Lisa's apartment before, but I feel like you know Lisa well enough that she would not live like this. It's trashed. Every drawer is pulled out. Garbage is dumped everywhere. Furniture's turned over. You look and scan to the kitchen. You can see the cupboards have been ripped. The doors have been ripped off and thrown to the ground. Dishes are broken everywhere. The entire place is trashed. And it's not necessarily looking for something trashed, as in this place is trashed.
It's just rage.
Oh,
What could be broken is broken.
gotcha.
What could be
Not
thrown around is
ransacked
thrown
looking for
around.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I see or sense anything in the apartment or apartment scanning every room?
No, you go room to room, and the entire place is trashed. You do find the cardboard that used to hold the files torn up. You see papers ripped.
If I were to use a point in investigative procedure, would that show anything, any sort of sign of who did this?
Yeah, if you want to spend a point, I can give you a little bit more information.
Yeah, so Arthur will have his hand on the back of Randall and spend a point, definitely.
So Randall's definitely the lead during all of this, right? He's the one making sure we're safe from room to room. Arthur, you having that background, know not to try to disturb much, try not to step on anything. Once kind of Randall calls the all clear and says the place is empty, you head to the kitchen and just start looking, and without a point you would recognize if someone were to take all the dishes and all the glassware and just push them out as if because they're trying to look in the cabinet, then not every dish would have been broken, not every glass, but every single one was broken, as if one plate at a time were taken out and thrown down and just broken. The faucet handle has been ripped off the kitchen sink. And as you're looking at the pieces of stuff and just kind of picking it up, trying not to disturb too much, that fucking residue is everywhere.
He immediately snaps. He notices the residue. I probably noted it in his notebook. And he looks at everyone. He goes, "We need to get the fuck out of here." And he looks at everyone. He goes, This is not normal." And he points at the dishes, all the dishes on the ground. He goes, "Get the fuck in the car." And this is like very out of character for Arthur. He is skeeved out. Okay.
What is everybody's reaction?
Is my cat okay?
That is a good question.
Do you want to check on your cat?
Yes, please.
Okay. You don't need permission. You can just go check on your cat. Oh, you mean your cat in the apartment?
Yeah.
I thought you like literally like Victoria. If you need to go check on your cat, go check
no.
on your cat.
No, sorry. Lisa's cat that was in her apartment.
I'm worried about Lisa's cat.
Yeah.
Your cat is not there.
Randall mentions the litter box is full, though. Just saying. It looks at you like, damn, you need to do this more often.
It's been a stressful week, Randall.
Oh, no judgment.
Lucy would say you should like pack a bag, and we should all pack bags. Like,
I'm gonna see if there's anything salvageable here. And
God,
I mean,
this
you can
might have been
find
the guy that
clothes,
you hit.
Lisa, like strewn around your room and stuff, and not all of them are ripped. Some of them are, there's some T-shirts and stuff that you can find that are still wearable. But like even some of the clothes, like were just torn at seams.
Is there anything noticeably that might be missing out of all this stuff? I understand we're coming into kind of a chaotic mess, but
Yeah, Lisa doesn't
we
notice
parsed
anything
anything?
missing. No,
Okay.
What about the files? Are they still just ripped up
Torn
around?
up.
they're torn up. You see some of them stuffed down the toilet, like.
Lucy's just gonna make a light joke and say, "This must have been the guy that you hit, right?" He is
I
pissed.
yeah, I am Arthur is at this point like not yelling, but you've never heard him raise his voice, and he is raising his voice
I'll come with
saying
you,
get
Arthur.
out of here, because
Yeah.
he connects this residue with this creature, and he does not want to deal with this creature again.
I am
Yes,
grabbing a couple of personal items.
We can make Austin's house a base of operations since it's still technically a crime scene and we got to be careful, but no one's going to think that we're there.
sounds like a horrible idea.
Let's do it.
Maybe
That's
there's another
fair.
pigeon.
Lisa grabs a couple personal items. You get shooed out of here by Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all
guys hop-
respect the urgency that Arthur
Yep.
ex-
You guys are back
Yes.
in the station wagon. Lisa starts the car. Where are we headed?
Oh, something for a commercial.
Where do we? Whose probably destroyed house do we want to go to next? Lucy.
Mines. Yeah.
All right.
Pick
Yeah.
up. all the clothes.
With all of the caution that would be expected, you guys do the same thing. Lucy, your door is locked. You unlock it. You open it up. There's still, the kind of the mess left by Randall.
Okay.
Right, the torn jacket. But it does not appear that anybody has been in here since you have been in here, since you and Randall left.
Oh, thank God. Okay, she's gonna pack a quick overnight bag. Just toiletries, some extra clothes.
Your phone is plugged in, unlike Lisa's.
Oh, my phone's working.
Do we
I'm
want
gonna
to take the time to call Maggie real quick?
real quick, yeah.
Yeah.
So why did they trash your place so badly?
So, Randall, you pull out the phone number and you go over to Lucy's phone and you call. About 10 a.m. And it just rings. Nobody picks up.
No.
I hold it with that 12-foot cord. There's no answer.
Okay.
I'm going to check to see if there's an address on that white page torn out thing that I have.
Yep, you got her address. She's
I'm going to recommend we go over there.
walking distance from Lucy's. That's all. She lives right downtown, very close to where the bar is, where the Veterans Hall was that you met. You guys could walk there.
I'm going to recommend we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm toss my bag in Lucy's car.
Yeah.
And she's also going to change her clothes really quickly.
Okay.
So you're not
yeah.
Soaked in blood. That's smart. So are we walking down to where Maggie's address is? It's about 2 blocks down.
hmm
I would say so. Yeah.
I kind of want to look around us because we are going to places that we're known to frequent, like our homes, and kind of use my notice to see if we're being followed.
You don't need to spend any points. I'm just
Okay.
I'll have that up, Lucy, as a kind of a radar, right? So I'm
Okay.
going to assume that your head's on a swivel the entire time.
Yeah.
Hyper focused on any type of dark sedans or Men in Black or anything along those lines. So you guys go down a couple blocks, turn the corner, go down another blocks, and you're at another brownstone style apartment, 4-story apartment downtown Allentown. And I'm imagining the 4 of you kind of on the sidewalk, checking the address, and go, yeah, it's this building. I'm not quite sure how you process this though.
Oh,
Oh boy.
I don't know if you hear it, see it. I think you see it because she lands right in front of you at your feet, and it's a sound that is just it's just it when a body hits concrete like that, it just sounds different. And immediately you see her face. Instinctually, you look up and see that it had to have been a 4-story drop because there's no open windows. And then the blood starts to just spread from where her head is. Let's go to credits. We'll be back on the other side. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. There's a lot of I don't know what's going on during the credits. So Cody, where you were at the beginning of the episode, where you are now. What the hell is going on right now? What the hell is going on?
Yeah, I mean, Arthur is he tries to rationalize everything he can. He rationalized, he put two and two together. Goo that Randall had on his hands, plus goo that was in Lisa's apartment equals bad. Get out. You know, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to have any conflict there. He's at a loss. I I I honestly think he's lost. He hasn't been taking his pills, and we'll see where that takes him.
Do you think when you say he's lost, like lost doesn't know where to go next, or just doesn't know what to go on to what's going on, or
He doesn't know number one, what's going on. He's never seen anything like this. Number two, he doesn't know. He can't rationalize something like that. He has always prided himself in rationalizing, and he's neuropsychologist, so he's very
Yeah.
rational, and none of this makes any sense. So we'll see.
Shadika, is there anything that you thought you had figured out that now you realize you don't, or anything that you have figured out? What's been your journey for the past 2 hours of play?
So originally I thought, okay, maybe there's like some possession stuff going on, but it's not going to be straight up demons. And then I learned that was quickly wrong. Toward the end of this, the summoning Ziploc bag of stuff. I thought maybe just in general, overall, maybe we're just going crazy and don't know it. And then that was quickly dismissed. And it was like, okay, no, something's really happening. And yeah, I'm just lost now. Like I know it now has something to do with demons. I don't know about the meat like people, the grizzle people. Um But they are bat proof, is one thing that I learned.
So Lisa has been my conspiracy theory person. And I mean, it's been just, at 11 this whole time for Lisa. I mean, I don't know if she's ever hit anybody with a car before, but she's now hit two people with a car. And
With their own car.
with her own, yep, with their car. You've stolen a car. I think that might be a first. Maybe that's not a first. Maybe Lisa's done that before. You definitely haven't had somebody jump off a 4-story building and land at your feet before.
Nope. That's new.
So, any new thoughts either from Lisa or from Victoria?
New thoughts? I don't know. There's been a lot of confirmation of some theories that I thought were going to be kind of out there and proven wrong. I don't know. I guess last time when we left off, I was pretty sure that whatever the creature is, this demon thing, was not real and was just a hallucination that Randall was having. And he had a drill in his own hand and he was going to right into his own self. Obviously not. But I'm now curious how Jennifer died. And now Margaret very clearly just jumped off a building in front of us. And I'm kind of wondering what precipitated that. Because that was very clearly, she did do this thing. This is not a cover up by anybody. We saw this happen with our own eyes. There was nobody that we could see up on that roof.
Mm-hmm.
What's with that?
So Randall survived.
Whew. Yeah, I was prepared to be watching for the last 2 hours.
Yeah, you and Lucy have been in better shape than you are now, but you survived. Incidentally, I should have given you guys both, or I did give you both 1 health, right, overnight?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're both at 0. So, how about you, man? Well, what is Nick thinking? Any new theories? Any new thoughts? Stuff that you thought was happening is now you're throwing away?
Yeah, I'm very much like Vic in the fact that I thought this was a mental thing, and I thought that I was trying to drill my own head out. And so my whole theory behind it was investigate it to see if it was a mental issue or a physical whatever. And then you said the thing disappeared and then did something else and then did some damage and then left goo. And I was like, oh shit, that's not the case. There's something else going on. So it's exciting to try to figure out. I have no new theories other than it's just fucked up situation. There's a big question mark on my head. I have no clue. And trying to figure out a weakness to this thing or an origin to try to destroy it. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens next session.
So speaking of next session, I would love to get an idea. Like, what do you guys do now? She's at your feet, dead. Lisa, the other woman, not Lisa, what was Jennifer, dead. The comment made by the grizzle boy. Like, what's next for the 4 of you? Any guesses? Any thoughts yet, or are you going to wait until think about between now and then? It's a lot to take in.
We should visit a church to see about any protection.
Randall needs to find Jesus. I'm just saying.
I was kind of thinking we should find like an occulty bookstore and see what we can dig up as far as information. Because I assume all of Lisa's books got shredded.
I like that.
Arthur isn't into the occult, nor is he into Jesus. He's into science, and he's into picking. I will have to look back in my notes, but the detective's brain, and hoping that the same detective comes to the scene.
Oh, we're planning to stay here around the body.
Oh
Mm.
gosh, no.
Oh no.
Like
Her mouth.
no,
was,
this is.
She had a pretty open mouth last time, so
I
He's
don't
talking
know.
about
This,
Detective Elroy.
yeah.
I feel like this would look.
Gene Elroy.
Yeah, Gene
Yeah.
Elroy. Yeah.
I feel like us being here after us also being at Austin's murder scene would be real super suspicious,
Yeah. Yeah.
and a good way for us to get arrested.
Possible over analysis.
So we might start episode 5 with everybody talking Arthur out of that terrible idea. Get in the frickin' car.
I do like the occult bookstore idea.
I do
When I
too.
think about
I,
that.
I,
I
I
really
love
like
all
that
the
idea.
ideas. I'm 100% for anything.
I almost
I-
think that Randall wants to try to approach it head on and try to find and search out this weakness, but while trying to protect his friends, that might draw more attention. So it almost like he may need to separate, but I don't think he's ready to do that at this stage.
Yeah.
But I think he's actively trying to find a weakness to what is going on to try to eliminate it. I mean, part of his military training is find the weakness, take advantage of that, destroy it, and move on. And he hasn't found the weakness yet.
So the drug and the study was kind of the center of everybody's attention. I want to know if it still is.
No. There's for Lucy, there's definitely some correlation, but she has like nothing at academics or technical, so she's just doing her best to keep up with all the smart people that she's friends with.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
she-
how about Shadika though? Not even Lucy.
Oh.
like
oh,
do we feel like the drug is still a centerpiece to this, or has that changed?
yes, definitely, especially finding it inside of the occult summoning ritual, the
Right.
drug. There's something surrounding the drug. It could be supernaturally enhanced, which would also explain the company like I don't want to say creating the Men in Black, but I'm gonna just use creating the Men in Black to kind of clean up their like what went wrong. So it might just be a type of thing that's constantly in a circle. So that's why Blue Gold so down there in the practice owns it. That's what I think.
I like it. All right, guys. So you can go to Third Floor Wars, both our Twitter as well as our Facebook page. Just look for Third Floor Wars, and you can find our schedule. We've got all kinds of goodies coming up, including this Sunday is our next episode of Mothership, which is also spooky and scary and crazy stuff going on. So you don't want to miss that. But let's go ahead and put together a raid. So give me just a second. I'll put together a raid. But for those of you that are watching here to the end, I appreciate it. Make sure you give me a like, follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You know the routine. If you don't already listen to the Tabletop Talk podcast, highly recommend you do. But I'm very biased. Any other plugs that we want to do? Victoria, you've got some plugs.
I mean, as per usual, I'm half of the founding hosts of Steam Powered Scoundrels, which is a podcast that you can find on Podbean, and I believe I don't know where else. Anyway.
Everywhere. You're good.
Yeah.
Everywhere?
Yeah,
okay.
you're good.
Yeah.
Neat. We're everywhere now. Also, if you're going to Gen Con, we are also going to be at Gen Con.
Fun.
And I know Doug is at this point attempting to organize a Bonanza Brawl live play.
Awesome.
So if you're interested in getting in a game of Bonanza Brawl, which is really, really fun, super quick, super easy, insanely entertaining, just kind of keep up with us and see where we manage to schedule that.
So Nick, we're going to do a raid. Guess who we're raiding, Nick?
Texas Doug.
Texas Doug.
Texas
So
I
Doug.
Texas,
saw it.
I don't know,
I saw it.
Doug. I don't know if it's just a coincidence that you're always kind of streaming towards the end of my stream, or whether I'm going to raid the hell out of you. So we're going to send everybody over there. Make sure you tell them the Third Floor Wars sent you. For those of you watching the recording, I appreciate it. Take care, everybody. And the 4 of you, this was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
Mm.